Elvis has left the building.
Thank you very much.
And he's taken Craig Charles with him.
Hello, MCM Liverpool. How are you?
Hey!
We have John-Jules and Chris Barrie up on the stage with us now from Red Dwarf. Round of applause, guys.
Can you make us sound popular? We're on YouTube, apparently.
Yeah. Woo! Woo, woo! Yeah.
I smell a contract coming from Netflix, Chris.
Do you? Yes, I can. I smell it.
Yes, it smells of £5 notes.
Is that what it is?
So
old ones.
First off, I'm going to go with my favourite two questions. Well, my favourite question to you, but we'll start with Danny.
You can't ask them in front of children, I'm afraid.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. I was getting a bit fruity, but no. Basically, when are you going to bring back Barrington in Maid Marian and Her Merry Men, Danny?
When Tony Robinson gives back his knighthood.
Oh.
No, well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people say they want to see Maid Marian again. I think it's a toss-up between Maid Marian and Brittas.
On to my next question.
Do you hear that, Chris?
We don't have a knighthood issue before Brittas comes
exactly.
back. We
because
just have
it would have been Chris Barry's knighthood, that's why.
Yeah, Chris.
No way.
No knighthood in the pipeline, no?
No way. No way.
I know.
The less said about that, the better.
Why don't we just do Maid Marian again and, write a new character for Chris?
Yeah.
Maid Brittas.
Maid
No,
Brittas.
it wouldn't work, would it? Made, a sort of
made
hybrid
in,
of
made
the
in
two.
Britain.
Made in Brittas.
Made in medieval Britain.
Was that going to be your next question?
Oh, yeah. My favourite questions are if you're going to bring back Mr. Brittas. I'm a fan, so I want to see Mr. Brittas back on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to do the Brittas Empire again, and it nearly got going.
It happened
in 2015, I think, when they did that the series of revisiting things like porridge.
Yes, Minister porridge, or open half a day, or open all hours.
Are you being served all this stuff? So, but I think only one of the original writers wants to do it, and I'm not sure he was that happy with the direction it was going in.
Yeah.
So I'm actually this year going to try and convince him that that so many people are asking for it. I go to a sort of science fiction event, and
they're asking
the
for
most
Brittas.
popular question is Mr. Brittas coming back? So I'm really going to make it my business to contact Richard, who's the one writer who does want to do it, and see if we can't get it going, because I know there'll be a good reception for it.
Yeah, brilliant.
I could play a personal fitness trainer or something.
Oi.
I think you'd be ideal, Danielski.
Mr. Motivation.
I think we should write that into the treatment.
You could be the Mr. Motivator character.
I think you could.
Making more noise than Brittas.
That would be difficult. We'd try and make sure that didn't happen.
Can you imagine
No, no one makes more noise than Mr. Brittas, you see.
Go on, that's it. Go on, Dan.
in multicoloured lycra.
Like it.
Looking like a starburst.
So let's get on to Red Dwarf. A beautiful TV show. I love it. I'm a massive fan. Did you originally both go for the characters you went for, Cat and Rimmer, or was there something else destined for you character-wise with Red Dwarf? Was it always meant to be Cat and Rimmer for you both?
Mine was definitely Cat. I think there was the one that was it was Craig's character, I think, that he went to read the script as far as just for like credibility as far as the urban side of Lister's character, and the Cat he was looking at, and then he got drafted in after a while to actually read for Lister.
In the case of Rimmer, I actually went to read originally for Rimmer, but I also read for Lister as well while I was there, because I suggested that I'm probably as disorganised, me personally, I'm probably as disorganised as Lister. I'm not actually anything like Rimmer. Obviously, I have to say that. But yeah, so I could have given another little slant on Lister, but obviously it didn't go that way. Rimmer, I was cast as Rimmer eventually, and that's the way it's gone.
Well, there was there was going to be many different incarnations of Red Dwarf. The names that were being courted at that time were Alan Rickman, Alfred Molina, and the original Kachansky was going to be a local lass, Alexander Pig. She was going to be the original Kachansky. And actually, we did rehearse with her. And then, we didn't get to actually make it because before we shot the first series, it was cast with Alexander Pig as Kachansky. And then there was an electrician strike, so we couldn't film the show. And then when they went to remount it, she was busy working on something else. And that's when Claire Grogan came in.
Yeah.
Didn't know that, did you?
Wow. I like that. So when you read the script for the first time for episode 1, did you know how you wanted to portray your characters, or was it Rob Grant and Doug Naylor sat down and were like, this is how we want your characters to be?
No, but
this show?
I mean, it was pretty much on the paper. I mean, I tell everybody that even the owls were written in the script.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing, it was, ow, full stop. It was. You go and look at the first script, you'll see the owl and everything in it.
Wow.
So I only just basically did what was on the page.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, basically done exactly what it said on the tin.
Not a very involved
It is what it
answer.
says on the tin.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Rimmer was the relationship between Lister and Rimmer. Obviously, was in those early days was pretty much pretty much the sort of the key relationship before even the cat came in. So
it was always.
It had to be. So Doug and Rob had done that as written. You know.
So,
Rob and Doug are like Rimmer and Lister. They actually, you could see how the writing came about.
I was about to say, what have you both enjoyed about working with Rob and Doug over the years? What's been the best parts of working with them guys?
Knowing that you're going to get a great script.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what it boils down to.
Script is the bedrock of the whole thing, and without that, we just wouldn't have lasted this long. So it's testament to their writing together in the early days, and obviously Doug's writing since. Brilliant scripts.
Well, pretty much what seems to work in British television is any script that's been rejected tends to be a hit for some reason. It took them ages to get The Office on, and they were inside the BBC, working inside, and it took them years to get on The Office on. And of course, the old adage that the BBC actually didn't want to make Red Dwarf in the first place anyway.
I think there's a lot of which demographic, if you like, or which audience is going to go for it. They were saying things like, where's the sofa? Where's
Well,
British
can't we have some French windows? And they were like, no, it's set on a spaceship. And they, because they actually did say to Rob and Doug that, where's the French windows and the sofas and that. And
so in one of the early series, we did Androids.
The soap opera, which was taking the mickey out of them.
Started on the French windows, pulled
Pulling
back.
out.
It's
Androids.
Androids. It was a pastiche of the sort of Neighbours theme tune and everything.
They were taking the mickey out of the BBC at that point. And then we also had the guy that actually said that was, well, we won't go into names, but his name was used as a put down.
Oh, was it?
You're a complete queen.
Yeah, let's not go there.
No. But that was the guy that said he wanted French windows, so they used his name as a put down.
Brilliant. So, was there anything held back from the scripts until filming? Was you like, say you go out to a scene you're filming, and then they'd stop and be like, well, no, like put this in. This is what we'd like.
No.
Was there anything like that? Everything was all
that would all be done in rehearsals.
Yeah.
That's where it's supposed to be done.
Oh.
Yeah. So no rehearsals. Everything is primed to what we think is perfection, and then maybe Doug would come backstage and said, about that scene, lads, could we just change this? And we'd be
pony. That's pony.
It's not working, lads. It's pony.
The improvisation would, as Danny says, done in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And then because it's got to be camera scripted.
Yeah.
For the studio, but just sometimes the studio, we do the odd tweak.
Or there'd be a case where you'd say to Doug would write a great gag and then change it, and you go, oh, what do you change it for, man? You know, and you're like, no, the first one's better. And I did actually have literally an argument all day with him once about a gag, and he changed it from tank tops. I'm deader than tank tops. You know, and originally it was deader than tank tops. Then he changed it to I'm deader than seersucker, and I went, what's seersucker? And it was a material I had no idea. I said, they're not going to laugh at that. But I mean, it went on and on.
He would do sort of several. He might do sort of 2 or 3 versions of a gag.
Of a gag, yeah.
And send us out there with the first version, and then
you die a death, and he goes, that don't work.
At the end of the scene, you'd look at him and he'd go, "Yeah, no, funny,
not funny.
Yeah, it wasn't funny, Chris. Yeah,
Change it
You
back.
did your best, but it's not funny."
Yeah, it's not you, Chris. It's crap writing.
Yeah. I would. You respect a writer who does that. You know, they want to get the best out of just a line. You know.
Definitely. So, what elements and dynamics have you found you've loved from your characters over the seasons? So many seasons. What have you loved? The dynamics and elements.
Well, I mean, I think, like the actors, it's the complexity of actually putting these guys in the same room.
Yeah.
And then you find that if you looked at rehearsal, you know, it's mayhem getting the actors into one room and mayhem in Red Dwarf when they are in one room. See what I mean? So it's crazy getting us into one room, and then it looks crazy when all those 4 characters are in the same room, and I think that's the art was getting those actors to kind of emulate nearly what these characters were.
Yeah.
Sorry,
what elements and dynamics of your personal characters have you loved that have developed throughout the whole
the development of the characters?
Development.
I think for Rimmer, he's been, you know, there's been lots of storylines of all the characters, but it's been some great storylines, and obviously, you know, things like Ace, you know, has come along every now and then, and for you, Dwayne
Ace came out of the same episode.
So they're,
you know, in your career, if you get one hit character, you can count yourself lucky, and a character that's loved by the public, and that. And then when you have 2 in the same show, or 3, you know, you kind of go, this is weird. You know, there's not 1 but 2 or 3. Like, you know, you got the Riviera Kid and Dwayne Dibley, and you know.
I think the most appealing thing about doing it for now nearly 30 years is to see the development of the chemistry of the 4 characters together. That's the thing.
And to be able to actually leave those characters behind, play a completely different character in the same episode sometimes, and people walk away believing it. So, you know.
So do you think that's what's given Red Dwarf such a good longevity? It's given it that, you know, longevity to be where it is today?
Because it's organic. It can move into different areas of life even, you know. I mean, if you can sit there and believe that we're going to go and, you know, bring JFK back to kill himself. And I mean, it's just... You couldn't... if you told someone that, they'd just think, oh, I'm not going to watch that rubbish. You know?
Crazy.
But, you know, he does it.
It's a very good marriage between the writing and the chemistry of the characters. And, you know, as long as that clicks, you know, then we'll just keep doing it, really.
Yeah.
So you filmed season 11 and 12 back-to-back a long time ago now. Can you remember anything of season 12? Anything at all?
Loads.
What can you remember? Anything? Can you say anything?
We've got there's so much crazy stuff coming that.
There's one thing we can say. That is all 4 of us will be wearing Crichton masks.
Yeah.
We do get Crichtoned.
Yeah. Doug was saying that years ago. We can reveal that.
It was one of those things that we had to laugh about, and you know, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
And it started off as a gag. It was on the last day of filming Back to Earth, wasn't it?
Series 10 or Back to Earth.
Yeah. And me and Craig put on a couple of Robert Spear heads after we'd finished, and the makeup girl sprayed them our skin colour. And we ran and burst into the production office and started talking as Crichton. And then Doug's face was just like, you could see his face go, a new episode.
Yay!
And woe betide, there it was.
And you think, it's weird, it's very weird, because when you put the Crichton mask on, everyone thinks, oh, they're going to look like Crichton. But they kind of
They don't.
They
You don't look anything like Crichton.
They look like an android.
It's
but-
actually quite scary how we don't look anything like
Or a
him.
mechanoid, sorry.
Mechanoids.
Well,
They're
we're
right.
going to have a bit of fun now, guys. I've devised a quiz, a Red Dwarf quiz. Now, you're going to need a couple of super fans, 2 super fans with you. So if there's 2 fans that would like to put their hands up in the audience, Chris, would you like to go first and pick yours? So for Team Rimmer, if you want to be on Team Rimmer, put your hands up first.
Super fat. Well, the first person I saw was this person here.
So if you'd like to come up and stand behind Chris for me, please. Just be careful how you approach around the back. Just go round that way, that would be great.
Be careful around the back.
Yeah,
there.
round the back,
There's
be careful.
A bit of a sheer drop.
And who would ever want to be on Team Cat? Come on, Danny, choose your weapon, please.
Hold on. This is the guy. He said he liked. He said he liked Rimmer.
Well, it's up to you, Danny.
Hold on a minute. No, do you know what?
Come on, put your hands up. Team Danny.
That lady there. We've got to have 2 girls.
Yeah?
It's International Women's Day the other day, so.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, then.
You had your hand up?
Yeah. Let's go. So if you'd like to stand behind Danny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question to each team.
Yep.
If it gets to, if you both get 3 right,
We're allowed
then
to
we'll go.
confer.
You confer. You can confer.
Oh, man, I'm going to lose.
Look at that. Dan, put Google away, mate.
I was going to show you a photo of the 4 of us in Crichton Mask, but he's ruined it.
Oh, Dan.
There you go.
Don't do that to me. Right,
There
so
you
we're
go.
going to call this the Smegging Best Red Dwarf Quiz ever, probably. So we'll start off with question 1. We'll start off with Team Rimmer. A question so insultingly easy, you'd have to be an utter gimboid not to get it. So in Red Dwarf, what is Lister's first name?
Oh my.
David.
Yes, you're right. It's Dave. Thank you very much. There he is.
No pressure.
No pressure. So we go on to Team Cat. So, after having the anger sucked out of him by a polymorph in Red Dwarf, Rimmer was transformed into a goateed smeghead whose T-shirt bore which slogan?
Give Keisha a chance.
Give Keisha a chance. That's the right answer. There we go.
There you go.
You look
I
shocked.
thought for a minute you were going to talk about
Something else.
there.
Really?
And
But-
I'm not the man that's going to say it.
I don't think anyone would have wanted to say it.
Is it?
Moving on.
So that is now 1 apiece. We'll go back onto Team Rimmer. In Red Dwarf land, virtual reality headsets weren't just a rubbish 90s phenomenon like the Blue Tones. Thanks to this technology, the Cat became a blinged-up gunslinger called...
The Riviera Kid.
The Riviera Kid is correct. Thank you very much.
Dun, 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 dun.
Did you enjoy playing that character?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Great. I always wanted to be the Mexican in cowboy films.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who wanted-
Best
what else could
impression...
there- what else would there... I mean, the other cowboys best... they dressed really boring, didn't they?
Yeah.
The Mexicans always came with a smile, you know?
So let's get on to Team Cat. As Rimmer, being 100% proof git wasn't enough, he once went totally insane and stalked the Red Dwarf crew with a malevolent hand puppet. What was his arch villains known as? Ooh. Mr. Fibble is correct. There you go.
Are these questions going to get any more taxing?
I'm trying. When I done it, I was like, yeah, that sounds quite good to me. Next one. So in Red Dwarf, which alternative version of the Cat had a bowl haircut, outsized teeth, and all the sexuality charisma of a spam sandwich?
Was it Dwayne Dibley?
Dwayne? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dwayne. Thank you for that. So that's 3 apiece. So we'll go on to a tiebreaker question. So now I want you to literally all just put, well, quickest hand in the air, really, but it has to be both teammates to put that hand up in the air at the same time. Lister is many things. Oh, no, actually, we've got one more than this, so we'll go to Cap. Lister is many things in Red Dwarf, a layabout, a slob, and a god, at least to Cat civilization, who has at least had just enough sense to give Lister, the deity, and a very silly name. What is it?
Cloister.
Oh, have you got the full name?
The Cloister the Stupid.
Yeah, we're there. We've got it. There he is.
There he is.
So that is definitely now 3 apiece. So the tiebreaker question is, in a moment made up by pseudo science worthy of drunken Einstein, Crichton once revealed in Red Dwarf that time is poured into the universe through what? There's your taxing question.
Not that taxing.
That is taxing.
It's a tiebreaker situation.
Do you have another tiebreaker question?
One that a completely thick person could understand.
What's Lister's favourite meal?
Chicken vindaloo and what's it? I forgot the other part of it.
Oh no, we're gonna have.
Lager.
Hold on a
We're
minute.
gonna go with that one.
I thought it was
I thought-
it was toenails.
Toenails. Could have been
Is it
toenails.
curry?
Curry, yeah. Curry, yeah. So curry. Well done. So Team Rimmer, you have won it. Round of applause. Thank you very much, guys. If you'd like to take you back to your seats, thank you very much. So, I've got one more question. Basically, we're all waiting with bated breath on who is going to be replacing Peter Capaldi as Doctor Who. Is it either one of you two?
The rumours are running thick and fast. I heard Chris Marshall's up in the running.
Oh.
Or it could be a woman.
Could be a woman.
Yep.
So, what would your kind of Doctor? How would you play the Doctor, if you had to play him?
Wow.
Oh, I'd probably let my hair grow a bit, what remains of it. Wear a scarf, very long scarf.
Yeah.
And get a sort of long coat. And be all very sort of strange and doctory.
Oh yes, something's happened. I would just nick an item off every single Doctor there's ever been.
Yeah.
So I'd probably have Sylvester McCoy's glasses,
Yeah.
Tom Baker's scarf, Matt Smith's forehead.
Well.
What else would we have? Capaldi's nose
Oh.
and a very good prosthetic.
William
a
Hartnell's
prosthetic
forehead.
William Hartnell.
Yeah.
What about his hair?
I like his hair, though.
His hair
I
would
like
be
his
that.
hair
You
was
know,
that shock
Matt
of
Smith's
white.
forehead, his hair,
Yes.
Capaldi's nose,
John Pertwee's list.
John
Right,
Pertwee's. Yes.
If there's anyone out there with great Photoshop skills, please put it up on our Twitter account
Yeah,
at
mate.
MCM Buzz.
That,
It would be a.
that would be one hell of an alien. That
It will
would
be.
I think he'd be more of a physician than a doctor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we've got for the pair of you on this stage. Round of applause for both of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Danny, John-Jules, Chris,
Thank
Barrie.
you.
Remember, guys,
Thank you.
to please like, subscribe, share. Danny is now passing around a picture of what they look like as mechanoids. Yeah. Remember to like, subscribe, press that notifications button, and enjoy all the content we've got on our YouTube page. Thank you very much. See you soon, guys.
That's comedy.